Hello guys, welcome back to another awesome and epic show hapa Conversation. Naona watu wamezusha sana wherever you're watching us from. Karibu once more time. I know you guys have missed us. Naona vita mingi sana kwa mtandao. Wakina Tyson Ochola, you guys already here. Sharif, Ruiru tuko locked. Kimani Kevin, I can see you my man. Kiprui, Andon Dichu, wacha nione Facebook na nani. But I can see you guys signing in. Sami Mwiruri, wacha nizime TV niwasikie. Interesting. Mkona fujo leo, majamaa, mkona fujo. What's going on? How have you been? We've been well. I know we have a lot of answers and questions. We have a lot of answers to give to the questions that you guys have. But today we have an epic show that we've lined up for you. We have a very wonderful guest here seated with us. So I hope it's going to be an insightful and quite educative episode. So without further ado, let me welcome the guest of the show. A lady that we've learned and watched do her thing. I think she's a mixture of two things. She will talk more about that when we start talking to her. But she's together with a brother. They've had a long journey into hybrid systems and partially, I think, electric cars to some extent. And today, for the longest time at Conversation, we've been having a discussion of opinions. Uko na pale, people saying that, doing that, and doing that. But today, I've tried to invite an expert, a person who has dealt with these things hand on hand, a person who has an experience in dealing with hybrid and electric cars to some extent, and hybrid batteries. Swali kubwa sana nye tumekuwa na hapa ni mambo ya hybrid batteries, especially the prices, especially the replacement, especially the cells. Leo ni mambo zinaitwa modules. So without wasting much time, let me welcome Nyambura, the motorist, to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Nyambura.
Thank you so much.
Will you care to tell these guys a bit of who you are and what you do and how you found yourself in this space?
Okay. As you've heard, my name is Nyambura, alias Nyambura the motorist. But my government name is Nyambura Wamboi. And I am so excited to be here. I don't know if you guys have heard the joke when Kikuyus are almost getting money, yes, they drop English names. Yeah.
When they start getting the money, they drop English names.
When they see it's coming.
Yes.
I know. We have to stay true to the culture.
Mm-hmm. So you go Nyambura, and the next one was?
Wamboi. Yes, my name is Nyambura Wamboi. By profession, mm-hmm, I'm a sleuth.
Yes. Ongea lugha watu wanaelewa. Who is a sleuth?
Or just it's so serious. Sometimes we just use a unique name to funika, yes, the seriousness of it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I did criminology, yes, criminal law, criminal psychology in campus, mm-hmm, is my major, mm-hmm, and majored into investigations.
Yes.
So that took me into the world of insurance investigation. Mm-hmm. So I do insurance investigation for motor accidents and motor thefts. Mm-hmm. So professionally, that has been my line.
Yes.
So I've always been in the car scene.
Yes.
But now I am a motor enthusiast. Mm-hmm. I love cars. And incidentally or coincidentally, my brother happened to be a mechanical engineer, mm-hmm, specializing in both mechatronics, mechanical and electrical engineering. Mm-hmm. So I learned a lot from him, and seeing him just take cars apart and put them back together. And we used to bond over cars. Yes. It's the conversation that goes on. You know, when you see something pass, we discuss it. We discuss everything about that car that has passed. So there's an interest built up in time. Mm-hmm. And now when we had a surge or the entrance of hybrid vehicles in our country, mm-hmm, my brother got an interest in it, and he took a special course for them. Yes. And started doing them. So we've been doing them for 3 years now. So just when it started becoming serious, you see there's something going on here, yes, and we noted there was a market gap. Mm-hmm. there was no technical support, enough technical support, or even there was just no technical support for it. So I started seeing him taking apart hybrid vehicles and putting them together, reconditioning them. So I learned from that.
Yes.
I normally they say, you guys know of lab rats?
Yes, lab rats.
So I am a garage rat,
So we can say your journey into fixing electric cars has been through apprenticeship.
Yeah, apprenticeship, just and a lot of passion and interest.
Yes.
And now being hands-on, because I'm always most of the time in the garage.
Yes.
So that's how I learned about them, and yeah, that's why we're here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I just see guys making fun here on the comments. They're saying your English is polished. Anasema unasaidia watu wa Uganda. So we have a complaint here on the channel all the time. Every time we do a live video, guys come from Uganda, Burundi, and those other kind of the biggest complaint they have is we do a lot of Kiswahili.
Okay.
So leo anasema tunasaidia watu wa Uganda and Burundi. So it's awesome. You said 3 years. That is how much time you guys have spent around
hybrids.
So
Yes.
I think for the longest time, and partly we've been part of it, we thought and we knew for the longest time until recently when you guys started now penetrating the market. There is the likes of you guys and what you do with your brother, the likes of people like Nairobi Hybrid Lab, and a few that have started cropping up now and handling cars that are hybrid. For a while, people were just there. You will do a hybrid car and then mambo ikikuchamukia
you just cry.
What do you think? Do you think Kenyans right now are really embracing the hybrid stroke electric vibe?
Yeah. Right now we have so many hybrid cars in our Kenyan roads. They're coming, and they're coming in big numbers. Our adoption of hybrids is not necessarily because we are environmental people. It's the last thing on a Kenyan mind when they're buying a car. You're not thinking about emission. You're just thinking about your budget and what's the overall cost.
Yeah.
So right now we are very conscious of fuel efficiency. The fuel prices are just they keep changing the goalpost every day. So people want a solution that will help them reduce their cost of having or running a vehicle.
Yes.
So one of the biggest motivation has been, is there a way I can spend less on fuel?
Okay.
The second thing is policies from other countries.
Which are now flooding down to
The
us.
trickling effect. There's a trickling effect.
Like we have one that we've been complaining about. So naturally all over the world right now, all manufacturers are trying to downsize their engines. So we are having very big cars with very small engines, and it's because of what you said, global emission standards. That's what they call.
Yeah.
So
Trickling
purely
effect.
it also comes down to hybrid cars.
It does. Right now where we've gotten is we when you think about the 8-year rule.
Yes.
And if we are importing cars with that age, most of the cars that were manufactured with that age range, most of them are hybrids. By that time, lots of hybrids have got into the market. So that means a large number of the units that are going to be available will be hybrid units. And if that's the only thing that's available in large number, that means that's all you're going to have to buy. So at some point, we're getting hand-tied.
Yes.
It will get to a point where it's not going to be a choice. Like it's not A or B.
Yes.
It's just gotten to a place where now the rules have gotten to us.
And
that's where we get our cars. And if that's where we get our cars, we will get what they have. If they're just fully electric, oh my. If it's hybrids,
that's
it works.
What we have to work
it works better.
Okay.
So we are embracing it. Unfortunately, it's on the sides of whether we like it or not. We are.
We'll have a chat around mambo electric cars and hybrid later on, because globally we've seen there are big manufacturers who are backtracking on the electric promise that they made. Guys like Toyota.
I understand them.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
You'll get there, right?
Yeah.
I'll want to pick your mind on that. I think the most important thing that these guys want to know, and there's a lot of myths and misconceptions around hybrids.
Yeah.
And probably I just want to know from your perspective as an expert, what are the most useless myths that you had people propagate around
One of the
hybrid cars?
one of the biggest misconception is that hybrid cars don't have power.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, what do you mean it doesn't have power? That's not true. That's not true. Okay, fine. When you compare a hybrid fielder and a non-hybrid fielder, the ICE fielder,
Yes.
the engine is the same. There is a slight difference in the power ratings. There is a slight difference, but for the hybrid, there's the electric motor
Yes.
that is coming in, is augmented in the system to supplement the small power rating the margin, the small difference, the power rating difference.
Yes.
So it doesn't have less power. That's not true.
Interesting. I think people, okay, if there are people who think that way, I
Yeah,
think there must.
We've faced so many people saying that, oh, I wanted to buy a hybrid, but I heard it can't go over a mount. I'm like, it can go over a bump nicely, it is dragging. I'm like, no, you heard wrong.
Okay, there's a hybrid bit of having less power. And then there is this other hybrid system, the plug-in hybrid. So I think for me, what I've heard people say is, if you've not charged the plug-in side and you're only running on the other side, then you have optimally low power output. Which to some point, it's true, right?
It's true.
Nataka hiyo ni nyingine. What other myths? Because there are so many. I know as an expert, you sit there and look at what people say. There's one that, does it cost 600,000 to buy a hybrid battery?
Hey, 600,000.
Yes, or anything. Okay, how much does it? Because I think the biggest price has been when you're going to buy a hybrid car and unapata battery na car ni kama, okay, gari iko na mileage. In fact, there are two. For me, there'll be two. The price of the hybrid battery, and then two, mileage. Does mileage really determine the age or the quality of a hybrid battery?
Okay. Let's start with the mileage, then we can get to the battery, the cost.
Yes.
Well, the mileage has some little effect. Has effect in the when you look at it, because for example, the manufacturer has said it will run for 150.
Yes.
The battery life, that's what they've projected. And you've bought your car at 130. Okay.
You only have 20,000.
Ideally.
Yes.
Your battery is not on optimal.
Okay.
It could have life in it, and there are things you can do to improve its health, but maybe it's not in its optimal condition. So it does affect to some extent. But sometimes there are people who, even wherever the car was in Japan,
Yes.
the person was servicing the car, the battery was maintained.
Okay.
The thing with anything that is maintained lasts even longer than what you planned.
Okay.
So sometimes it's not a factor that affects.
Okay.
But how you're sure about it is the tricky bit, which comes into what the regulation that the government passed said they'll not accept importation of hybrid cars or electric with less than 80% of life. If that is implemented, my goodness, we will be okay.
Okay? I wanted to ask, will you be run out of business because if your business?
No.
Because if your business, you see, as you said, you came into the market to fix the problems we had.
True.
So if everything that comes in is good, then okay. Tuachane na hiyo. I'll pick that thought later, but I needed to come back to a point you raised.
Okay.
You said
now the cost.
Yes. Okay, the cost. Pick the cost first, and I'll come back to what you touched.
The cost of a hybrid battery
Yes.
depends on the model and make of the vehicle. Let me use an example for Toyotas.
Yes.
Most of the batteries, the ones that we're replacing with, are XUKs.
Okay.
They're not completely new batteries.
Okay.
I understand the person who was saying 600K because
Yes.
probably they're on the high-end market, the big cars.
Okay.
Because you'll get there, you'll get to that price. For example, a Lexus, that a new battery for a Lexus will get to between 600 and 650.
That's new.
Brand new.
Okay.
Like unatoa karatasi.
Okay. Hiyo naanza na 100.
Unatoa wanga.
Eh.
Yes.
I feel you.
But now for the XUKs,
Yes.
when they come in, like it can be as low as 90 for fielders, and it could get to 250 for a Lexus or a Harrier, between 200 and 250. So that's the price range.
Okay.
Like
That's for XUK.
for XUK. Now for new, yes,
For new.
for new ones, now the price would go higher. For example, for a fielder, it could get to 300.
Okay.
Yeah, so it depends with what you feel works for you. But an XUK can also work well if the battery is in good condition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any Chinese knockoffs?
Chinese?
Yes. Because I've heard people saying, okay, where do you buy the batteries? Okay, you've said XUK,
Dubai.
so Dubai.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dubai.
Do you currently have like a person selling batteries locally?
Yeah.
Oh, so they're in stock.
Yeah. We also
Nice.
import ourselves.
Oh,
We have a local guy and we import ourselves from Dubai.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So now, you talked about mileage and maintenance as a factor to lengthen or prolong
Longevity.
Yeah, the life of a battery.
Yeah.
Most people, and I equipped this to you before we sat here, most people buy hybrid cars and they just service the other side. You know, sisi ni watu wa kumwaga oilo na kuweka air filter na oil filter na mambo inakuwa mzuri. Do I need to also service my hybrid system? And if I do, what exactly am I doing?
Yeah, you need to service your hybrid system. It's important, just like it is important for you to service the engine after 5,000 kilometers.
Yes.
At the same time, you need to service your hybrid battery.
What am I servicing in the hybrid system?
First off,
Yes.
the system is air cooled. So that means it has a fan, has filters.
Yes.
And interestingly, where these fans are, they tend to trap dust. The thing with dust, it increases, it affects thermodynamics for the battery. You know, that's the problem with dust. So you need to get your fans cleaned, your filters cleaned, because most of the time the filters are mesh, so you can clean.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's just mesh. The other thing you need to get cleaned is the copper plates.
Okay.
So the battery has copper plates that are connecting cells.
Oh, holding them together.
They're connecting the modules.
Okay.
They're connecting the modules. Those copper plates over time they get dirt.
Okay.
Dirt from chemical reactions, and this dirt also causes there to be resistance. If it's not cleaned, it increases resistance, and that's a problem because causes there to be overheating issues, which heat is the greatest enemy of your battery. So you need to get them cleaned. You need to get the area dusted off. Dust is bad for your battery. There's a lot that's done, but basically that's it. We also have the inverter converter.
Yes.
But for that, it has a coolant.
Oh, a cooling system that uses coolant.
Yeah, it has a coolant. But that you change after... if you change your 10,000, 10 to 15, or after 2 years. After 2 years, you change the coolant.
Okay.
For the same reason why we change coolant
On the other side.
on the engine. You know, heat degradation affects service.
How frequently should I come in for those things you mentioned? From the air, whatever, the dust, the copper.
plates cleaning.
Yes. How frequent? Because kuna watu wanaendesha hybrid huku nje, we've been driving them for the entire time we bought them and we've never.
People who are driving them in dusty areas.
Aha, watu wakitengela, msikia? Watu wakitengela.
Muko na shida.
Watu wa thriva.
It's been 2 years. You've never cleaned your fan.
Yes. So on the other side of the internal combustion engine, we've also recommended guys like anytime you're driving a car in dusty areas, it's proper that you change your air filter more frequently. I think for the same reason, but on the other side nafikiri air filter inakuwa clogged and then haipitishi hewa poa and then your car will struggle fuel economy, power,
your battery
everything.
will die.
But on the other side the battery will die.
Yeah.
So the enemy of the battery is dust, heat, and what else? Cold as well? Ama cold is good.
Cold is good. It keeps the temperature. We need the temperatures low.
Unajua umenifurahisha because I remember when you used to be kids. Do you remember when battery ilikuwa inaisha moto and then unauma alafu unaweka kwa jua? So what technology was?
Hiyo sijui.
Ulikuwa cool
Okay,
kid.
no.
Najua
I know the tech, but haikuwa na jina. We didn't have a name for it.
Yeah. So us we used to do that. So we'll take the batteries, unazifunga pamoja, unazigonga and then unaweka kwa jua. And then jioni, when you go back, you have at least something to deal with.
Yeah.
So that's all you need to service your hybrid battery. And frequency, do I have like a structure around frequency?
Every time you do your normal service,
yes,
hybrid service is also normal service. Put it there.
Oh, so okay, do I need to check my hybrid system every time I go to service my hybrid?
Yes, you go to service your vehicle.
Yes. So
yes.
Are you saying I should come to service my hybrid cars to a hybrid technician? Because I have two people here. So I have the normal mechanic who does my normal engine service. And then there's you guys. So do I go here first and then pay you a visit? How does this work exactly?
Well, if you come to us, we do all of it.
Okay.
But if you have to go to your mech and then come, unfortunately, that's the only way. And if you're not a person who's so much on the road,
yes,
you should do the cleanups for your fans at least twice a year, after every 6 months. Every 6 months. Okay. But for guys who are really moving,
yes,
you would find there's someone who's servicing their car after 2 months because they are really moving. So it's important to keep it in check. The thing with maintaining your hybrid battery is that it will give you longevity.
Yes.
Because you're making sure all factors are working for, not against the battery.
Okay.
Because once the battery starts getting issues, it's a rabbit hole from there.
Hapo ndo unaanza kulipa pesa. I think there are a few questions that I'll try to pick from guys here around the hybrid. Okay. I'm just getting some questions here. So,
okay.
But guys are appreciating, wanasema ni kizungu ndo mzuri sana na iko mingi. I'm waiting for your hybrid questions, maze. Mnakonga na maswali za hybrid. Leo muulizi. Oh, there's a guy here called Patomina. Patomina is asking, is it advisable to buy a Lexus RX 450H, which is a 2010 model, locally used? What should I expect in terms of fuel economy and the hybrid system maintenance?
Okay. You can buy the vehicle.
Yes.
But first, before you buy the vehicle, it's a good vehicle. It gives you both fuel economy and comfort, and the SUV feeling, you get both, which is excellent.
Yes.
The thing is, when you're buying it, you need to make sure you do a life expectancy test for the battery so that you can know, is this battery even alive, or am I buying a vehicle that I will have to dig deep in my pockets to fix it?
Yes.
So you what we do a life expectancy test.
Okay.
We go with you, with our technician. One of our technician can go with you. We do life expectancy test for that battery. If it's at least 60%, that means it's in good condition. Okay. It can take you for at least 2 years without issues.
Okay.
At least 2 years. But if it starts hitting below 40, you're buying problems. Because now you'll have to spend almost 200K.
Yes.
Or let's say if you're just replacing modules and all, you might end up spending a ton of 100 to fix the vehicle.
Yes.
So make sure you are well aware. And if you're going to buy a car that has a faulty battery, I'd rather you buy it knowing.
Okay. Correct. So that you know what you're getting yourself
Yes.
into.
So yeah, just know what you're getting yourself into, or it can also help you bargaining, for the car. Make sure the cost of what you're going to use to repair is catered there.
Okay.
Don't buy locally used hybrid vehicles blindly, because most of the guys who buy it like that, you've not done a test to ensure that the battery is in good condition.
Yes.
You're the ones who are slandering hybrid vehicles out here, saying it's a bad choice.
I don't want a choma.
Why it's important to allow yourself to involve an expert is that they see further than you can see at a moment. True. They have the ability to tell you whether this is a good purchase or not. So it's a good car. I would encourage them to get it, but I'd ask them to just make sure they get the test done so that they can have a better view of what's going on.
Perfect. Talking about slander, there has been significant slander around one particular car. And I wanted to pick your mind. And as you answer that, I think we'll also go into discussing. I need these guys to know what are the common cars that you guys deal with, because there's a perception that there's a specific manufacturer who makes worse hybrid cars. So there's one particular car that I want to ask about. Yeah. There has been slandered around the X-Trail hybrid.
X-Trail hybrid.
Yes. Talk to me about it, because there's a guy called here Identity Cars 254. He's a good friend of the channel, and naulizia nataka kujua X-Trail hybrid. What is the history around it? And
well, we've come across X-Trail. Actually, I think in the 3 years we've handled not more than 3.
Not more than 3?
Yes.
No.
True.
Nyambura.
X-Trail hybrids.
Yes.
So what does that tell you? It's not a common problem.
For real?
Yeah.
Interesting. I saw a post somewhere. Somebody had done a good slander on the X-Trail.
Okay, it's fine. Their X-Trail might have developed an issue.
Okay.
It's possible, and it was bad.
Yes.
But okay, according to what we've handled so far, we've not done more than 3.
Okay.
So that means that means it's not a common problem as per se. And they actually X-Trail employ batteries that are similar to Honda's. Yeah.
They share
the tech. They do. They share the tech. And Honda's, their batteries are also, they have good longevity.
Yes.
So I don't know. It's neither here or there. I wouldn't necessarily put my hand on it. What I'd say, according to what I've seen, I've not done more than 3.
Yes.
The one that had an issue, it was pretty bad.
Okay.
So
were they expensive? Okay. Are people outrageous because of the cost that it takes to fix them?
Yeah, it's
okay. So fixing an X-Trail is pretty expensive.
Yeah, it has a huge battery. It has a huge battery.
Let's talk about
the bigger the battery.
Yeah, the common guys that visit you. So sisi huku nje tunaambiwanga, or we've had people say, you know what, these cars are reliable, nini, you will never find them in the garage. There was a discussion around, okay, let me know what watanipiga mawe. So let me just ask, what are the common cars that you get to work on from your workshop? You and your bro, what are the common cars?
Wow, okay.
Yes.
The common cars that we work on, fortunately or unfortunately, are Toyotas. So we fix more Toyota batteries than Hondas. The most common hybrids we have in Kenya are either Honda or Toyota, but Toyota has the highest number. So commonly 90 to 95% of the time we're fixing Toyota batteries.
Okay.
Yes.
Toyota. So okay, can we say it's because Toyota imenunuliwa sana, that's why inapatikana kwa garage yenu sana, ama what are the common issues that you're dealing with when it comes to Toyota? And when you talk about Toyota, can you go down to specific models? Because I think that tally of numbers is important for these guys.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, generally cuts across.
Yes.
All Toyos cuts across.
Okay.
We could say it's because most of the cars that hybrids we have on our Kenyan roads are Toyotas. Yeah, that's true. But also, it's also a technology issue. When you look at Toyota and Honda, they've both employed different technologies when it comes to the cars. The Hondas have employed an IMS, integrated motor assist system, and in essence, what this means is that the battery, the electric motor, and the engine, they work together at the same time.
Okay.
So there is no point in time where there'll be an excess demand of power from the battery to run the car completely. They run together.
Okay. They run in tandem. Ni kama
Yeah, in
wanasaidiana.
tandem. Yes, yes, they work together.
Okay.
But now when you come to Toyotas, it's different. The engine runs and it goes to a rest, and the battery picks up.
Okay.
Battery picks up, and you can run for some particular kilometers on battery. So that demand, that high demand of power to run the vehicle, it overloads. It overloads and overwhelms. It overwhelms the battery and increases the wear and tear. So this is the reason. This being one of the major reasons why the battery wears and tears quick compared to Hondas. But on the flip side, or on the other side, when you look at the technology that Toyota has employed, in fact, they have the best hybrid technology in terms of efficiency, fuel efficiency. It gives best numbers. It has good numbers.
That's Toyota now.
That's Toyota.
Okay.
But now for the good numbers, you have to pay with your battery.
Okay.
Yeah, Hondas will give you, it will give you a good number, but now the system employed by Toyota, they really are key with fuel efficiency as one of their one of the things they're running. You know, yeah. So the reason why it breaks down is that demand is too high.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, Toyota, the battery is in a wear out faster because they serve strongly, or the demand on them is too high.
Yeah.
And because the demand is too high on them, because they can run independently without the engine.
Yeah.
And because they can run independently without the engine, then it makes them more efficient, because
Fuel
now
efficient,
you're saving fuel efficient.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But on the other side, wear and tear in faster.
It's on the roof.
But the Honda side, they have said, you know what, we are going to balance. We're going to give you a bit of efficiency and a bit of longevity on your battery.
Yeah.
So can I say, without fear of contradiction, that it's advisable to buy a Honda hybrid than a Toyota? Ama utaki kuingia kwa hiyo debate? Because for me, okay, I know efficiency is good, but ultimately, in a country like ours, I'm looking at a situation where I might not be in a position to quickly replace my battery sooner.
Yeah.
So my preference will be I stay longer with the battery, save slightly on fuel, but at the same time stay longer with the battery.
Yeah.
So leo nimepata confirmation.
Yeah.
Do you have any other hybrid cars that you work on away from Hondas and Toyotas?
Yeah, we've done Mercedes.
Mercedes work on okay.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They do.
Which specific Mercedes? An S-Class?
An E-Class.
An E-Class.
Yes. It was an E-Class.
What is the difference in terms of systems between the Mercedes?
My goodness.
Heaven and
You know, the first time I came across that car, I was in disbelief. Like, I'm like, I thought, okay, fine. Let me just add some bit of ignorance. I'm like, okay, when you look at where the batteries of Toyotas and Hondas are, I'm like, why would you put an air-cooled battery below a seat?
That's for Mercedes.
No, for others.
Okay.
And the reasoning would be, they can put it in the front, heat issues and all, because there's a lot of heat generation. Kombele, the engine is there. A lot is going on. And then the batteries are big.
Yes.
The batteries are big, they can't fit. Then I'm like, what? When I came across the Mercedes, the battery was in the on the engine bay. I'm like, what? And then it's just a good size. It's not so cumbersome.
Yes.
And do you know what is more interesting? It's refrigerant cooled.
Ah.
I know,
So
right?
it's connected to the cooling system of the car?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
They are not struggling with the air filtering over there and not blocking the airway by sitting on the vents.
Wanaitwa Mercedes.
I was like, that was mind blowing. It was nice to see the things people are calling here impossible, or
Yes.
it's because we are used to below the seat things with huge and vents and fans, and sometimes it's not sufficient.
Yes.
That the amount of heat that comes from there, especially when the battery is the one that's running the vehicle, is a lot. So I wish they could rethink the whole cooling system, especially the cooling system, because the biggest enemy for this battery is the heat.
The heat.
It kills it. It kills the battery completely.
I have so many questions, and I have so many questions to ask you as well. So can I pick some few questions just from guys?
Sure.
There's a guy called Julius Mrimi. Julius Mrimi is saying, I drove a Honda Insight Hybrid up country. Ikakataa kupanda mlima kabisa. I had to leave it on the roadside. What do you think could be the problem here?
Does it have a check engine light for the hybrid? Because that could be the issue. Especially ukianza kuona inakataa kupanda mlima, and it's losing power.
Yes, battery.
It's important to check the battery.
I will also want to know from him, how old is the car? When was the last time it was serviced and all that?
Has it ever been serviced?
I said we don't service these cars.
Please start.
So Kelly Larry is asking, so how much is a battery test charges or your consultancy fees on buying a car?
Okay.
Yeah. For instance, I want to go test my car. I want to buy my car locally used. How much do you guys charge to go and do that thing that you said? Is it the battery test?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We charge 2,500.
Only?
Yeah. For just a test. It's just a test.
Only?
Yeah.
You know, guys, I've been thinking that thing is very expensive.
That's another myth. People think servicing hybrids is on the roof.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
It's affordable.
Nice one. Let me take another question from a guy called Sam K. Anderson. I would like to acquire Toyota Crown Hybrid Athlete S. How is the V6 balance on the hybrid? Ama ninunue tu non-hybrid?
That's a really good car. We've worked on that car severally.
Yes.
Power ratings are good.
Yes.
I would encourage him
to
buy
the hybrid
version.
Is it stable? Can I live? At what mileage do I need to get worried?
Of what?
On the hybrid side, when he wants to buy this car.
As long as you're maintaining your car, you don't need to worry. As long as the system is regularly maintained, you will always know what's your health status.
Okay.
No need to worry. Just like when you run your engine, most of the time we don't worry how long we have to run it.
Yeah. Actually,
because we take care of our engine. I think because we're used to, or we accepted, at least that we accepted we need to take care of our engines. It's time to accept to take care of your hybrid
system,
the batteries, and the entire system at large.
So I think it's the same thing, because when we talk to most people consult us on the other side of the internal combustion engine, again, unaweza pata gari kona mileage ya 200. Like there is an Audi that we got here for one of our director here. Very clean Audi. It came in with 200,000 kilometers on the clock. So instantly you will go like, hey, in a mileage, I think there are things that we need to be worried about. But the guy who sold the car kept it in tip-top condition. So it was a well-kept, maintained car. So again, I understand when you say if you find a hybrid car that has been kept well, it doesn't matter the mileage.
Yeah.
As long as you can confirm. Now the problem called confirmation, where you say that's where you come in. So you can come in and probably just do the tests.
For someone so that you are aware what you're getting yourself into.
Okay. Benedict Mashara anauliza Wamuya, what's your view on plug-in hybrid? I have a friend who told me he has a Mercedes plug-in hybrid which can have fuel consumption combination of 400 miles per gallon. Nah, think he overstated. But what's your thought on plug-in hybrid? I
Plugins.
think plug-in hybrid you can independently run on the plug-in hybrid side and just turn off your engine. But the ones that we've interacted with, like let's say
Outlander.
the Outlander, I think the range is around 45 thereabout kilometers.
Plugins are good.
Yeah.
The reason why they are good is when you're running a hybrid battery, it charges itself on the go.
Yes.
But unfortunately, the engine is not able to fully charge this battery. It's not able to fully charge it and fully discharge it. So, for example, your engine charges your battery to 80%.
Yes.
And then when it discharges, it only gets to, let's say 30%.
Yeah.
30%.
Yes.
So what does that mean? You're only using 50% of your battery.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
You're not,
see.
because it's just 50. The 20 ya huko juu na 30 ya huko chini
me.
out to me. But when the plugins,
Yes.
you're able to charge your battery fully. Like you can even get to 100. It's possible because you're the one who's charging it. You know, when the engine is in the run, a lot is going on. It can't make it to 100.
Okay.
So the reason why they have better fuel efficiency is because the range is bigger
Okay.
compared to normal regular hybrids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Personally, I don't know. I felt the Outlander was underwhelming. But again, I probably haven't driven another plug-in hybrid, so
Okay,
I probably
Paul.
want. So there's a guy called Benedict. I think you've done with. You've answered that one again. PHEV Outlander especially. Have you dealt with Outlander? Anything to fix on the Outlander?
The match we can do for Outlanders is servicing
Okay.
and technical support. But for them, they don't. Those batteries are not reconditioned. They're not reconditionable.
Oh, when they're out, you're done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I told you I didn't love the Outlander. I see, right?
You know, they have the lithium ion battery.
Oh.
The lithium ion battery you can't recondition it.
Okay.
It comes with a self-balancing mechanism.
Okay.
So if it's bit, it's bit, bro. You just gotta have to replace.
You replace the whole battery. How much?
Last I checked was in the tons of, could get to between 250 and 300.
Wow.
Okay.
No, can I drive it without the battery?
No.
Come on, it's a plug-in hybrid.
The system is augmented.
What do you mean? I thought if the battery dies on the Outlander, I just drive the 2-liter engine.
Okay, misconception number 3. Y'all think that when your car, like when your battery is faulty, you can use your car. You cannot.
Okay.
You cannot use your car. Okay, what happens is when your battery starts becoming faulty, you can run it, but it will not be on optimal performance. Okay. You'll run it on the little life is left. Okay. It will run for a while, but the you'll spend the same amount of money like someone who has a regular fielder. So there'll be no save. But one day when that battery will be done with you, your car will not move.
It will be a sitting duck.
Yeah, because the system, you cannot overrun the engine. You cannot overrun the battery just because the engine is working. Okay. They work together. So your battery needs to be okay. Yes. For your car to work. So don't wait for it to die because you have to tow your car.
One of the burning question here is how much does it cost to service? Okay, an estimate, an approximate. So I have, let's say, acha nichukue gari mbili common. And I'll need your thoughts also on the Nissan e-Power because it's something that people are buying so much. So how much does it, an estimate? Let's say I have a Honda Fit, nimetembea pale kwa Nyambura, and the brother, I'm like, this is what I have, I need it checked, I need it serviced. So how much does it cost? Let's say a Honda Fit.
A Honda Fit?
Yes.
Servicing the hybrid system.
Yes.
3K.
Come on.
I know.
Why?
Nah.
You're kidding.
It's just
why are people thinking it's damn expensive?
It's not.
Are you affordable? You know.
Okay, you could say that.
Yes.
But it's not.
It's not that
rocket
expensive.
Science. it's I think the problem is
Yes.
we lack enough technical support out here.
Okay.
The number of people who are adopting hybrids
Yes.
compared to the number of technicians who are actually getting to learn these things, who are open to learning.
Yes.
The margin is it's a very big disjoint.
Yes.
So people don't know these services are affordable. They are affordable.
Yeah. Even me, I'm surprised. I'm actually
It's
sitting here.
not
Yeah.
expensive.
I thought with you guys being few in the market, the prices and the cost would be up there. But
No.
surprisingly, you guys are even cheaper than the other
The guys
side.
you know.
Yeah. No, the other side, the other mechanics are.
Oh.
So a normal diagnosis, let's say if you go to a good, well-equipped garage, they'll charge you probably for diagnosis only around 2,500. So if I can come in my hybrid car and you're going to service my... So you said you're cleaning what?
I'm cleaning the fans, copper plates. I'm dusting off the entire...
Does that involve you removing all the seats in some cases? For 3K, you see, you're priced well. Can we adjust the price for...
Okay, fine. It's 5,000 going forward. 5,000 going forward.
Interesting stuff. It's nice. I didn't know it's that affordable, by the way.
I feel like...
Yes.
Sometimes it's important to not overcharge people, especially when you know.
Yes.
Just because you know, don't take advantage.
Yeah.
Because you have the knowledge.
Yeah.
Because sometimes these things catch up. Maybe not in the way that you expect.
Yeah.
But they do. So you don't have to be a con man in business all the time.
Yeah. And guys are also surprised. There's a guy called Richie saying he even thought it's around 30K. I think guys have been shying away.
30K. I'll charge you 30K.
30K. But does it range from car to car? Like if I drove in with a Mercedes, I presume it won't be as cheap as...
Yeah. Now, for this 3K is for simple units. If you have, there are cars taking apart. I do it by myself, they just tell me to take it apart.
Okay.
So we'd have Aqua, a Fielder.
Yes.
Those are simple cars to take apart. Okay. But we have other cars that require a lot. There's more work that needs to be done on it.
Yes.
And it might be a bit more cumbersome.
Yeah.
So, for example, for an e-power,
yes,
the dynamics are different. So that would cost 5K. It's not so huge anyway.
Yeah.
So it will range between that 3 and 5, depending on the amount of work and time that we will take to just do all that we need to do to maintain, to do regular service for your car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Now it's starting to make sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know it's that cheap.
It's affordable.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know, probably the reason why people are afraid because they don't want to ask because it could be highly priced.
Yes.
It's affordable.
Okay.
It's affordable.
I know guys are dying to have your contacts. I'll give you an opportunity to give them your contacts where to get you. But before we go there, let us talk about the government because there are two very serious issues here. So one is what you talked about, the KEBS demands around one, inspecting your car from Japan or maybe doing it here. I don't know how here is efficient. Hata sisi side ya kuimport magari, we've not been lucky with getting proper inspection here, but I hope it will happen. Again, as you said, it's goodwill. So they said the demand is going forward. They're doing 80,000. Is it 80%?
Yes,
on
80%. 80%.
Is it a good thing?
It's an excellent thing. It's an excellent thing, especially for the buyer. That means it will give you a service of over 3 years, 3 to 4 years without you thinking about overhaul of the battery system. 80% is excellent. But the question is, do we have the goodwill to ensure that this is done? And why would we do the checking here? The car is already here. Then will you ship it back?
If it fails.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think we've had that discussion also. Like there are inspection of cars that are done here. So you have an option if you're shipping a car from Japan or wherever, you have a right to either have it inspected there or you drop it here and then you do it at the port of entry. I don't know if it's being done. I don't know. The goodwill is a big question here.
The notice and whatever they're saying is
Yes.
excellent, if only they can work on the implementation.
Okay.
It might be be cumbersome for importers, like they'll have an extra work
Yes.
there, but it will really protect the consumer, and the person who will get that car will really be at a better place than a person who buys a vehicle that has 40% life,
Yes.
meaning they'll have to change that battery in 6 months.
Perfect. So I think for me it cures two things. One, even if you're buying a high mileage car and you've had like a confirmation that this battery is 80%, however much the mileage the car has.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good thing for these guys and what they're going to get. Number two, one of the reasons behind KEBS demand per se is around emissions. They say I see you started smiling. I see what you're doing. So we are going green, we are saving emissions, we need to make our air cleaner. Cancer is hitting us because of emissions. Politics.
A lot of politics.
So
I believe, and I know whatever they're saying,
yes,
it's good things.
Yeah.
But the problem is they end up saying, it's not, we lack the goodwill to follow these things up.
Yes.
Sometimes it's also push from external forces that are coming on you, other policies from other countries, policies, general, like UN policies, they trickle down, they get to us. So we have to look conformative.
Yes.
Some of these things we say just to say,
and to pay a loan.
Yeah, we need to look like we are conforming.
Yeah.
But when you look down at if they've put down structures to implement, you will be surprised. It's just good say. But I've not completely shut it down. I'm saying if we get goodwill, we will be able to get there.
Perfect. I need us to talk more about numbers. And the numbers I need us to talk more about are around the battery. I think you've had a good opening around the batteries and how much it will cost. Can we talk about what I've had you guys do around, is it cell or module?
Okay.
Reconditioning. You called it reconditioning, right?
Yeah.
So what happens here? So I have whatever, just give me a breakdown. So I've driven in my car, iko na mambo ya hybrid, so you check and then you find.
So you get to the garage.
Yes.
First thing we do is we'll do a full diagnosis report that will also give us a full health check report for your battery. That's the first thing. Yes. We check the battery, its conditions, how it charges and discharges, how it holds power. Does it hold power? Yes. And also the voltage difference between modules. We check that. And that information per se enables us to be able to tell you whether something is wrong or this is just, you can fix it with a single charge and balance. You come, we check, we say, your battery is not dead, it's at 50, but we can get it at 70. If we just do a single charge and balance.
What is that?
Now,
unassume sisi ni wase tunajua hii maneno.
Sawa. A single charge and balance, tumeangalia tumeona hiyo battery iko fiti, but we need to break some crystallization. Unaona hiyo 30 yenye haikufika, na hii 20 iko huko.
So unachezea hapa katikati.
Umechezea hapa katikati. So when there is a percentage of a battery that's not being used, it crystallizes. In a form crystals. Okay. So when we charge, it's like we break those crystals. It's to break the crystals. We charge, fully charge it, and then we balance it for like 8 hours. Your car is just being charged and balanced, and by the time you're done, it will be in better condition. This is just for people who really are into taking care of their cars. This is part of it. You increase the longevity of your battery by doing that. So if we do the test and we see your battery is going kipsangwet, it's doing bad.
Yes.
What we do, we determine, we are able to know what modules are dead.
Yes.
Per se, or are really faulty, and what needs to be replaced. So we noticed if it's a Fielder, it has 20 modules. The cells, the battery is put together in what we call modules.
Okay.
One module is like a block of, like a box like this. It's prismatic. One module has 6 cells. So you can only replace a module. You cannot replace a cell.
Oh, inside that box, you can't replace one piece.
No, it's been put like a unit. It's one, but it's been broken down. So our filter has 20 modules. So we've done tests. We've realized your battery is faulty, but it's just that 6 of your cells, but the modules are dead.
Yes.
Instead of replacing the entire battery, which would be costly, which suggest why don't we do reconditioning?
Okay.
So in reconditioning, what it essentially means is that these 6 cells that we've determined are faulty, we remove them. We remove the 6. We replace them with the XUK's modules. We replace the 6. Once we replace, you cannot put that car back, that battery back in the car, because they are not balanced in terms of charges. That imbalance can be a big problem, can cause you a big problem.
Okay.
So now what we do, we recondition it. We recondition it where we charge and we fully charge and discharge, fully charge and discharge for 3 cycles.
Okay.
A cycle could go almost 12 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, cycle could go for 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours, charge, discharge, fully discharge, fully charge, fully discharge, and then balance them.
Okay.
So zote ziko at 7.2. Each module has 7.2. It does, and it doesn't go to an excess of 8.4. Just make sure they're in the same range.
Okay.
Once we've made sure they're in the same range, you put back the battery pack on the vehicle, and you're good to go. Now, good thing is when you come, we are not going to ground your vehicle, because how would that? I tell you, I'd need 7 days.
Yes.
To fully charge and discharge your battery,
that's what I was
and
thinking.
ground your car.
Yes.
No, we have courtesy batteries.
So I can borrow a battery. Okay, let's see. Nice.
We have courtesy batteries. You come, we remove yours. We give you a courtesy battery that will run you for 7 days or 8. Or,
I go.
You go.
Yeah.
We work on your battery.
Okay.
Then you come back. We put back your battery and we take back ours. So yeah.
That's interesting. Cost. Let's talk cost. I like numbers. So how much would, let's use a filter hybrid. How much would one module cost me? Yeah.
At the moment,
yes,
the market price for one module for a filter goes for 4,000.
I almost thought you'd say 20,000
for one module.
Yes.
No.
4,000.
Hata ile expensive near Lexus 9 cost 8,500 to 9. Yeah, too. That's 4,000. So if you have to replace 6,
yes,
that means you do 4 times 6.
6, yeah.
That's,
I think it's 24.
24.
Yes.
And then now the cost of reconditioning, that would go to 25.
Okay.
When you add together, that's...
Or reconditioning is 25.
Yes.
So doing the reconditioning and the balancing, all those things, the ones that you say you discharge, discharge, 25,000.
Yes.
It's not as expensive as I thought.
Yeah. So when you do 25 plus 24, that comes to
25, around 49.
49. Same 50K.
Yes.
You'll spend 50K to put back your battery in good health, rather than spending 90K to buy an XUK. You say you've saved 40.
Yeah.
You just need to determine what, if you're not replacing a lot of modules, you'd rather just recondition. But there are times we check the battery and we're like, what? Think that it's most of the modules are dead or are pretty faulty.
Yes.
Telling you if it's 15 modules are faulty and it's 20, honestly telling you to recondition that battery is wasting your time.
Yeah.
And money. So you just buy a new the XUK and you're good to go.
I'm seated here smiling, Nyambura, because personally, as a motor journalist, I haven't had experience around how much it actually costs. So when you put out these figures, based with what we've had and what people talk around hybrid cars, I think today this show should be changing people's perspective around hybrid cars.
Yeah.
I think it's not as expensive
No.
as they
No,
said.
it's not.
Considering you're only doing this thing when the battery is kaput. You called it at inaenda aje? You said
Kipsengwet.
inaenda Kipsengwet. Okay, that thing. I think it's not expensive. And then the other thing you've said, and which I love more, is if I keep my battery in good condition, like frequent maintenance, I probably will not find myself with 6 dead modules. Probably one occasionally there.
Yeah. The problem is we keep assuming that check engine light, we like it. This little light on mine? We keep letting it shine. And that's a problem. That's a problem. You let it shine for 3 months. Each month it kills one. Each month it kills. By the time you're coming, you will not have good things to say about hybrids.
Okay.
So the moment you realize there is an issue, deal with it at that stage.
Yes.
You might just end up spending little money. You might end up spending just little, but if you wait, you'll spend more.
I agree. We've done almost an hour, Nyambu. It looks like you've done 10 minutes.
I know. No, it's a very interesting discussion.
I want to end the show on a slightly negative note. How do we dispose of these cells? I think before the show, you shared with me that you have a lot of modules hanging around your workshop and you don't know what to do with it. How? Because at the end of the day, you can't preach emissions, you can't preach all these things, and at the end of the day, we are stuck with.
That's a good question. Unfortunately, that's a question we also keep asking ourselves. Like, okay, fine, we think about repurposing, and how do I repurpose? How do I give someone else to use a module to store power that's already dead? Okay, there are modules that they're not normally completely dead that they can do. You can do something with it. The guys in solar, guys out here are very creative. There are these how people are repurposing things. So there's that, but that does not cater for all the numbers. In fact, it caters for the small percent of it. So honestly, the entire stakeholding of this has not really given us a solid way of taking care of this, because we're just having dead cells accumulating, and we're wondering, what do we do with this? We cannot, if it's recycled, am I supposed to send it back to the manufacturer at my cost? I'm like, this doesn't make business sense, unless the manufacturer is buying from me.
Yes. Then it will make a lot of sense. Yeah,
that would make sense. I wouldn't mind shipping it to them. But is that happening? No. They've not. If there are plans or there's a laid out idea on how we can take care of this waste, they've not yet gotten it down here. Probably it's because they're thinking we are now, it's the time that we're handling the cars. It is time to have that conversation. I feel like it is time to have that conversation. Let's know, because this car becoming mini.
Okay.
Does that mean we'll have to dedicate a full room to just store faulty batteries because they are left with us? Where do we take them? And is it I know it's especially for lithium cells, it's not safe to just dispose them just like that. Lithium cells just explode, out of not to make you scared. I'm just saying lithium cells are a bit more sensitive.
Do we have cars running on lithium?
Yeah, by the cars that are going forward are lithium.
Are you for real?
Lithium ion, yeah. Lithium ion is better in terms of fuel efficiency compared to the nickel metal hydride. That's the one that we used to have, Kitambo.
Yes.
But the newer generation of cars, most of them are coming with lithium ion batteries.
That explains why Teslas have been blowing up everywhere.
I do not want to join into that fight.
It's a controversy, but we've seen Teslas blowing up everywhere. So there's a guy called Premier 260. And he's a fantastic guy. He's asking if hybrids are cheap, as you said, why are hybrid cars cheaper to buy compared to non-hybrid cars? And I'll tell him clearly it's because of the perception that you guys have created. It's just like the perception around the name he calls himself, the Premier. Why is it more expensive than, let's say, an Allion? Yet it runs the same platform, the same engine, the same ecosystem. So it's a perception. I think demand drives price. And in Kenya, unfortunately, demand for non-hybrid cars is higher than hybrid cars. And ultimately, the price of hybrid cars will be slightly lower.
Yeah.
So I know these guys are dying to know, where can I find Nyambu and the brother? Where is their garage? What are their contacts? Sasa hapa nakuachia kamera na kuambia Nyambu, take it home.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have our garage. We call FECA Auto Care. FECA. It's actually acronyms for fast, efficient, and caring automotive partners. So FECA, we have a website. It's just fecaautocare.com. We're in Thika, just Thika town. It's not far.
Okay.
I promise. It's just here. We're in Thika, and just along Garissa Road before you get to Thika town. Along Garissa Road, and you can reach us via 0791 672467. 0791 672467.
Okay.
Yeah, and we will take care of all your hybrid needs. There's technical support. If you're afraid to buy a hybrid vehicle because you don't know where you can find support, we offer the support at affordable prices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think we also link up Nyambu's description, number and contacts, or probably location pale kwa description.
Yes.
Mbugu atafanya hiyo maneno so that guys can find you. I hope in the next 4 or 5 years, the perception around hybrid and electric cars will be different for 2 reasons. 1, we do not have a choice. That's what we have to deal with. 2, Zakayo mamua mafuta itapanda na dola, so we are saving on fuel. 3, the reasons are so many why we need to buy hybrids.
Yeah, going forward, we'd have to. The only way a hybrid vehicle is gonna really service you to the point that you'll be satisfied is if you take care of it. Take care of it. Make sure you do your services. Make sure you don't sit on the air vents. Watu wa filter. Make sure you don't place. Sometimes you can be loading things in your car and block the air vents. Just make sure you don't block your air vents with carpets, because it's possible to block it with carpets, the mats. And take your car for service. Every once in a while, do a single charge and balance. That's the only way this battery can take you for 7 years. This is the way. But if we continue to be ignorant in terms of service, then we will never have anything good to say about hybrid vehicles.
Correct.
We will always have a slandering report every now and then.
On hybrids,
yeah.
Umongea juu events, where are they located? Because these guys need you to make work simpler. These events are fielder, especially watu wa field. Unajua, Kenyans have a habit of buying these tandarua, how do we call them? Those mats, you know them, eh? So you get very nice mats from Japan or UK, and then you decide, you know what? Hizi mimi hazidecide.
Anataka the furry ones.
Yes, and then wanaeka. So where are the vents? Just for
go to the where the battery is seated. It's in the
on the back.
Yeah, seat. The back seat.
Okay.
Hapo chini.
Yes.
So the vents are towards the door. It should be the left side, not the left. The driver's side. The driver's side is the right side. Yeah.
Okay.
There, around there, that's where the vent is, where the air intake is.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the areas you need to make sure they're not clogged up. For Prius, it's behind seat, hapa. Somewhere here.
Hapa. Yeah, I've seen them. It's here.
Yeah, somewhere here. So make sure, unajua kuna vile mnaweza kuwa mko wengi na mnataka kubebana. Mnaweza block
wale wasiwa lift. Wanakaa katikati wanajazana mpaka huko, ama wasahangewa kina Mbugua. I see it. I see it.
Yeah, so there's that. Just make sure the air, just be conscious. It's important for you to be conscious. If you own a hybrid, be conscious of the airwaves because it's air cooled and sometimes it's not sufficient. Like if you don't leave it open,
Yes.
it's gonna be terrible going forward.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll be okay. The cars are good. They're good.
I think if we keep on doing this series here, experts, I think we will start demystifying a lot of things that probably people know.
Yeah,
We will
or
learn
think,
to unlearn, yes. Because here now we are dealing with real facts and real numbers. And I think if people watch this episode and they get to listen to you and they get to hear everything that happens around the hybrid cars and all that, I think if I was planning to buy a hybrid car tomorrow, if I watch this today, I'll be more confident.
Yeah, you are well informed,
Yes.
and you know how to navigate the paths. Also, the question of what's better for you, because it's very personal.
Yes.
I don't know if I would tell someone buy a Toyota or buy a Honda, but I've given you
The difference.
the details you need. You just pick your head.
Yes.
Pick your heart.
I'm looking for a guy here called Eric Ombo. He said he asked a question. He said, if I leave this show without asking his question, he will shoot me. So I don't want to be dead. I don't want to go to that place you called it how?
KEBS.
Is it heaven in Kalenjin?
Yeah.
It's heaven. Wambua, ask your question. I can't see it. I need to answer your question before I leave. John Gitongana said, are you Kenyan? Because you speak very nice polished English. Did you tell them what you do on the side before you fix electric cars? Probably they think you...
I did.
Umejoin show sangapi. John. John.
I am Kenyan. I am Kenyan. I did say what I do. I'm a sleuth. I am a sleuth. I did motor theft and motor accidents investigation, and Kenyans are crafty.
Oh, Eric Wambo was asking something around jump starting a hybrid car. Do you have like a procedure? How do you jump start a hybrid car?
Like you jump start a normal car.
Oh, like just a normal car.
Yeah, see, there's even in the engine bay,
They have terminals.
You have the positive terminal, and
Yes.
the negative you can attach anywhere. Just by the positive you can see it. There's always a positive terminal uko mbele, but you can also do it from behind, from where the battery is. You can jump start it from there.
Would you recommend me using my hybrid car to jump start these other cars? What is the impact? Or what could go wrong?
Just make sure you don't jump start it wrongly. You don't mix the terminals, because if there is a short,
things will go kaboom.
They might not go kaboom,
Yes.
but your pocket will feel it.
Ah.
The thing is now, because there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of power going on
Yes.
in the hybrid vehicle.
Yes.
So one wrong move,
You're toast.
yeah. So for example, for this particular Mercedes that we were talking about, that we
The E-Class.
yeah, it was wrongly jump started, and it ended up shorting the inverter converter.
Wow.
So they had shots in the inverter converter. So that means
that sounds like an expensive fix. How much? I like numbers.
it was over 100.
Now Mercedes guys are the ones who are paying the big bills. I think we need to call this show at this point.
Yeah.
Guys are asking to see you again, and we will always have an opportunity to bring back Nyambura.
Yes.
Probably next time we have you, Nyambura, we'll just do a Q&A where we sample all the questions around hybrid cars and hybrid systems, and then we go into it.
Okay.
So I'll invite these guys to come together and just push every question they have around their cars. But Nyambura has shared her contact, so in case unataka kufika mahali penye Nyambura yuko,
Karibu sana.
amesema si mbali sana, Thika ni hapa tu.
It's just Nova.
Yes, so if you know what you're looking for and you understand what you need for your hybrid car, I think any distance. For us, we drive to very serious distances just to to fix our cars. So I don't think Thika is Thika ni hapa tukiingia super highway. It's pretty good. So I think, guys, I will have to sign out with my guest here from this show today.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of questions around right now, consistency and content, and I can just tell you that we will try our best going forward from today to come back and do whatever we can do to tuwaletee content, mwendelee kujibamba in the best way possible. So see you on the next one, and good night.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes.
I didn't allow you to say that. Ambia wajamaa kufollow. Where are you? Your handles? You forgot that.
Oh yeah, I'm on Twitter.
Yes.
That's the only place you can find me.
Why do Twips don't like having pages on Facebook
everywhere else?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Probably it's because Twips, we are private people who are very public on Twitter only. Could be a thing. So I'm on Twitter. You can check me out at Nyambura the Motorist.
Yes.
You can also follow our pages at Feka Autocare on Twitter. We're on IG, Feka Autocare. Also on Facebook, Feka Autocare. And let's keep the conversation flowing. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Adios.
Chatonde keeps wet.
Exceptional.